Good morning. Today we're going to get started on the white truck and get it ready to go for wheat harvest. I had a little bit of an issue with it during harvest in the fall last year. It was towards the end of harvest, so it wasn't a huge deal because we do still have the red Mack that we use. So on the way back from the elevator sometime last harvest, I was almost home, turning left at a stoplight in town. I made the left turn and I went to go from 5th into 6th, so I was switching from low range to high range. My shifter hopped out of the transmission actually, or that's what we believe happened, because it got stuck in 5th gear and basically I just had to drive it home in 5th gear. And I personally don't have experience with that happening, but my dad told me that that's happened a few times on some of the tractors that they've had, so we're just gonna put it back together and see what we got, because I didn't see any issues when I looked down in there when I took the shifter off. So we're gonna get started putting it back together today. There's an injector line missing because after that happened, one of the injector lines in the red truck actually wore a hole, so we robbed an injector line off of this one since it was down anyway. So got new injector lines for it. We're gonna replace the one that's missing. It might be 2 of them actually, I can't really remember. But we're gonna replace that. I wanna do an oil change on it. I would like to get it washed up. I don't think we're gonna get to all of that today, but we're gonna try our best. So let's get our tools. So to start off, we're gonna put the shifter back in. Mostly today it's just putting the shifter back in, hooking the air lines back up, and then putting all the floor panels back in. And I took one of the seats out too, so I'd have more room. So we're just gonna be putting all that back together. The shifter takes a 9/16, and I don't know where my ratchet is. It might be in there actually. I had to run to Roll King yesterday because there's 4 bolts that hold that shifter in, and they somehow got misplaced. And I remember when I was taking it apart, I remember thinking to myself,
I know I'm going to lose these, so I'm going to put them in a safe place.
And I think the safe place was my pocket, which then I emptied my pockets when I got home, and now I don't know where they're at. That safe place didn't really work out that well. But before we get started working on the truck, I do want to take a minute to thank our sponsor for today's video, Element. I've talked about Element many times, but for those of you who don't know, Element is a seriously delicious electrolyte drink mix that has everything you need and nothing you don't. So we all know the raspberry flavor is my all-time favorite, but today I have the citrus flavor. I tried the mango chili, and my mom made me try the watermelon. The watermelon is pretty good. Close second for sure. But the citrus flavor that I'm trying today honestly tastes exactly how I expected to. It's very lemon lime, orangey flavors. So if that's what you like, this one is really good. But anyway, I wanted to make sure I had my Element with me today. I have 2 water bottles full of it. This one's the raspberry. I am nothing if not hydrated. It is pretty hot outside. We're gonna be working inside the cab, so I'm gonna be sweating a lot. And sweating means you're losing sodium. And if you lose sodium without replenishing it, that can result in muscle cramps and fatigue, which are 2 things that I do not need today. An Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs and is perfectly suited for keto or low carb diet. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any drink mix order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element drink mix order. And you can redeem your free sample pack by going to drinkelement.com/farmergrace. And this deal is only available through my link, so be sure to go to drinkLMNT.com/farmergrace. I will also be sure to put it in the description box for you. Thank you so much to Element for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to all of you guys watching for making opportunities like this possible for me. Now let's get to work. So as you can see, it is quite the mess in here. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is put the shifter back on and then just test it to see if it'll go through the gears, because I think I took a video, but basically the shifter was in neutral, but the transmission was still in 5th gear, so I could move the shifter around all I wanted. So let's try that. Get some air moving through here. So we've got our washers. Okay, yep. We're gonna go with the 1/2 inch bolts. Make sure to set that down in there correctly. Alright guys, moment of truth. I got the shifter back on. Let's see if it was just a fluke or if there's something actually wrong, which would be devastating and honestly probably my luck. But, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's go! Okay, so now we're just going to put everything back together. I am going to make sure to change the transmission fluid before we get started with wheat harvest because I'm sure there's some dirt down in there from me working on it and everything. So we're going to make sure to change that because I don't want any problems with that. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get everything put back together and then we'll go from there. There's a wasp. Oh, if it flies in this cab with me, I'm going to die. I can't. Okay, so I got everything underneath buttoned back up. I got the shifter tightened down. I have the air lines for the high-low range hooked back up. And I have the battery cables hooked back up. I think that's everything that I need to do before I can put the floor in. I'm not seeing anything else up here that needs to go in, so I guess we'll go get the floor and put it back on. And that's the fun part. I believe it's these bolts. At least I hope it is. Let's see, what is this? 9/16. No. Sure isn't. 1/2 inch perhaps? Yes. Let's see, do I have that up here? I do. Ow. I don't have the impact. I don't know where it's at. That's all right. Turning a wrench every once in a while didn't hurt nobody.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sounds good, thank you.
No problem.
Alright, I'll see you.
All right. Got that. Now we're going to get the plate that goes over this. There's so many holes in this floorboard. I don't know which is which. Alright, it took a minute, but I finally figured out how this went back on there. There's literally 2 screws holding it on, and there's one in there that's crooked that I just laid in there. I actually looked back at videos from when I took it apart, and that's how it was, so that's how it shall go. But now we're going to go and get the floor mat, and if I remember correctly, That was the hardest part. So we're in for a treat. Alright, well the floor mat is nice and dirty on the front and especially on the back. So I'm actually going to take this and hose it off before I put it back in. After I hose it off, I'll set it out to dry while I eat lunch and then we'll come back. Alright, we're back. We have a guest. Come here, Red. Say hello. I just sprayed this off with the hose, so it's not perfect, but that's not what I was going for. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get all my tools out before I put the seat in, since I have plenty of room. But pretty sure that's the last thing I gotta do in here. We're ready for the seat. Whoa! Dang, it looks good in there. Next, we're gonna pop the hood and see if we can figure out which injector line we need. We might have to go look at the other truck to see how it's in there, because I know injector lines are kind of just all tangled together, you know? Jesus. That was pathetic, sorry. All right, y'all, I just popped the hood on the red Mack. I wasn't gonna make y'all watch that twice. So let me show you which line it is. So it'll be, I don't know if you can see, it'll be this one right here.